is February 7th, 2022, and I'm having a look back of our top games of 2015. In January of 2016, I sat down with Pedro and we did our top 10 games of 2015. I've also done a retrospective video just about that list and some comments that I had on it, and I've already counted down 20 through 11 for this list. Today, we're going to count down the top 10. Number 10 is Shakespeare. This is a game I go back to over and over and over again. I've added it in the expansion. This is a phenomenal game that I think most people have missed. It's about putting on a play, a Shakespearean play, if you will, although Shakespeare is in the game as a character, and you have to hire artists, and you have to hire people who can make the costumes, and the actors, and the directors, and you got to get the quilts, and you got to get the fabrics, and what a fun experience this is. You're drafting cards, and you're taking powers. What an excellent game this is. This is what I highly recommend. You can take more actions this term, but it's going to give you less actions in the future. Do you rob Peter to pay Paul? These are all questions you're going to answer when you're playing Shakespeare. This is one of the best light to medium weight Euro games you haven't been playing. Check out Shakespeare. Number 9 is Baseball Highlights 2045. This continues to be one of the top games that I've played from this year. My son and I play this game a lot. Whenever we go on vacation, we take our iPads, we take the hard copy, we'll fiddle with the expansions, we'll bring everything in, and do we have a blast. This is one of our most played games last year, 2021, because me and my son kept playing it over and over and over again. And that was 5 years later. So this one has definitely held up time. You do not have to like baseball to like this game. It's like a kind of like a deck building game, but you play your cards and you build a deck between games, and you'll play a number of games, like a best out of 7 series, like you're in the World Series. So you have to play like 7 hands, and you're continually going through that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very fun. And you don't have to like baseball. Check this one out. Number 8 is probably my go-to party game. Mysterium. We have played Mysterium Park. I played this back before it was even called Mysterium, and it was just over, I think, from Poland. And Mysterium is a very good thing, where one person is playing a ghost who's been murdered, and they're giving out Dixit-style cards to give you clues about what happened. Who did it? Where? Clue. Think Clue. This is a much better version of Clue, and it's really fun to play. It's very hard to win. I found this game very hard to win. But this is one of my go-to parties. If I'm going to have people over who don't know how to play games, I'm breaking out Mysterium nearly every time, and that's why I had to put it so high on this list. We do play it a ton. Number 7 was number 5 last time. That's Champions of Midgard. Champions of Midgard is a great worker placement game about going out and fighting monsters. There's some dice rolling in it, there's some worker placement in it, and there's some battling in it. And if you can get to 2 expansions and include it with this game, this is one of the most solid games I've ever played in my life. It looks gorgeous, it plays wonderful, and it's a tremendous amount of fun. If you haven't played Champions of Midgard for some reason, track down a copy. This is the greatest game that Gray Fox Games have ever put out. Number 6 was number 1 last time, Voyages of Marco Polo. It's come down a little bit. I play some other games a little bit more. It's still very, very good. This is a game that we like quite a bit, and we play, 3-4 times a year, which is a lot, actually. For all the games that I play and review, we play this one quite a bit. I like the variable powers in it, how everybody feels like theirs is overpower, and as you get to play the game, you get to really play for that character. What are you going to do this time? And every time I play, I come up with a different strategy to try out. Voyages of Marco Polo, fantastic Euro game. Number 5 is Grand Austrian Hotel. This one has gone really up with the new production and the expansion and all of the bobs and whistles and bellhops that come with it. This is a very solid game. It was lower last time I did this list, and now it's higher because it continues to get meatier and better, and I understand it. I like the combo of the cards. There's certain cards I like to play, but there's always different paths based on what my hotel layout is. What an excellent game. And if you haven't tried this one out, it was just re-released. Now's the time to jump in on Grand Austrian Hotel. Number 4 was a game I didn't play last time when I made the list, and that is Blood Rage. Blood Rage is really a simple card drafting game with tremendously cool looking miniatures that you put on the board. And as you draft cards, you're going to try to score victory points and move things around using your rage points to either put monsters on the board or move your people around. Sometimes you want your people to die. What an excellent game. Blood Rage is very famous, well-known, Eric Lang's best game he's ever produced, although I would argue he's produced this game quite a few times, starting with Midgard probably. Chaos in the Old World, all built on the back of this, and this is when he nailed it. Blood Rage. Number 3 is Through the Ages. For some reason, this wasn't on the list before. I don't know why. On BGG, it's listed as 2015. But this is probably the game I played the most. The app is helping that out because the app is fantastic for this. But I still kept my brand new edition of this with the expansion, etc. I like to keep my hard copy because the app is going to go away at some point. My hard copy will not. This is a heavier game. Don't let anybody trick you. It doesn't have a map. It's not this kind of civilization game where you have a map with armies. Everything is kind of triggered, like almost like a statistician here on your little spreadsheet that you have. But whoa, what a wonderful game. This is the best game CGE has ever put out. Viticulture's best game that he's ever designed. And he's designed some very good games. But Through the Ages is wonderful. And I love seeing it being supported. I can still find this out on the shelves at some board game stores. This is one if you don't have, pick it up now. Number 2 was Viticulture. I played this for the first time at the Dice Tower East Conference many years ago. During that game, I met a couple friends, Mike and Paul, that have gone on to be regulars in my life, and this game holds a special meaning just for that. But also, in addition, this is a wonderful game. Now, there was a version of Viticulture without the El Grande. I've only ever played without Grande. That's how my copy came. The Tuscany expansion adds so many modules and things you can join in. You can read on BGG about which ones you have to jump in. This is a wonderful game about building wine and letting the wine age and how long you're going to let it age and how you're going to be able to sell it off. Viticulture is one for the ages. Stonemeyer's best game. Don't let anybody fool you. Maybe Euphoria. But check this one out. Viticulture, excellent. The number 1 game of 2015 I had not played at the time. Once again, stumbled onto it at Con of the North, which I was going to Con of the North a lot at this time period in my life, was Raiders of the North Sea. Now, the expansions do make this game better. There's a wonderful app. Wonderful that if you don't have it, at least download the app. Raiders of the North Sea, what was so unique about it was when you put a worker out, you have to take one off, utilizing both spaces, right? You get the goodies for putting it on, and you get the goodies for taking it off. Now, we've seen that a little bit more, but at the time, that's very revolutionary. And this is the game that started it for Shem Phillips, who's going on to be one of the greatest board game designers of all time. And it all started here as far as I'm concerned. Raiders of the North Sea is the number 1 game of 2015. So that's my list from 2015. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with my changes? Do you agree with what I was able to put on this list? Or is there some reason why you hated one of these games? Or did I miss one? What did I miss from 2015? Let me know. Please like, subscribe, comment. These kind of things really help my little small channel grow. I appreciate you guys being here. See you next time.